very much for our live stream. This is the first one that we ever have, so we are kind of excited to do this. See what's happening. So we're just checking it ourselves. Yeah.
Seems to be working.
We're online. Good. So we're just waiting for Niels Anders
to be alive.
Yeah.
Good.
Good. So we're on tour, right?
Oh yes, we are still on tour.
We are actually streaming from San Francisco right now. So we're on tour here in the US. Been here for a little more than a week now.
Exactly.
And thought we'd tell you a little bit about our tour and maybe do some questions from you if you have some. And I hope Niels Anders will join.
Shall I write to him?
No, he's probably coming.
Yep.
So, how do you feel about this tour so far?
I feel good about it.
What do you feel mostly good about it? That it's already
us
kind of
being,
over, or
us being together and playing?
Yes, thank you.
That's a good part.
That's the good part.
And of course the wonderful audience here.
Oh yes, we had an exciting crowd yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Difficult haul, but the crowd was worth it.
Yeah.
So looking forward to playing today in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to play in the Herbst Theater at 3 p.m. San Francisco
In case you are
time.
going to make it, yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you're in Europe right now, you'll probably not make it.
Probably not.
No. Good. So, but where else been on this tour? We started off
in Fredericksburg, actually.
We started off in Fredericksburg,
Which is
Texas.
in Texas,
And then we
St. Meinrad was the next
St.
one.
Meinrad's
Meinrad,
Archaby, Indiana. And then we played in South Carolina,
yeah,
And
we
in
did.
North Greenville University.
Mm.
And now we are here. Yesterday we played a concert in Walnut Creek, here in the vicinity of San Francisco. And 2 more concerts left. So
Mhm. Yeah, in this area. So
Exactly.
it's quite nice. Nice weather today here in San Francisco. It's and we have had a lot of good weather on this tour. Be slightly depressing to get home.
Probably yes, but I have to say we were lucky actually altogether to have this tour,
Mm-hmm.
since
Yeah.
it was a bit more difficult than usual to get visas.
Yeah,
I mean,
but,
for
I
some
mean,
of us, but we
Yeah.
pulled it through, and then some injuries here in the group.
Mhm.
Egils is smiling a little outside of the frame, but
I'm getting messages from my people. They're watching.
Really?
Oh,
okay.
Can you turn this?
Yes.
Hi, I'm here. I'm here as well. I can see the pictures that you're sending. It's surreal. Ciao, Vicente. Ciao, Butches. So saying hi to my family. They're
Yes.
all there on the other side. Just
Wonderful.
a small frame and a small place to fit into. So we'll
Yeah.
probably take turns sitting in the middle of the camera. We can go back to the program.
Mhm. So, yeah, I mean, this is kind of a nice program that we also got here on this tour. Of course, since we are playing everything from memory, it's going to be the same program for every concert, but it's also a new audience every concert, so they won't have heard it before.
And a new hall, yeah.
Yeah, and a new hall. So we're starting off with the Ligeti 6 bagatelles that we played quite a lot, and I'm sure you've seen it here on YouTube. And we're doing the Beethoven quintet, which we enjoy playing, don't we?
Very much so.
Yeah. And after the intermission, we're doing the Thule Ultima, which is also on YouTube. We're doing the Carapatoso, and somebody is
Filing a complaint?
no.
Okay.
Well, hello to Bell Aus. Oh, I'm sorry, it's such a long name. Yeah, well, we are a fan of you too. So, and Niels Anders have joined us. Yay! So we're just talking about what we are playing on the tour.
Sure.
And we talked about what we were playing before the intermission. What are we playing after the intermission, Niels Anders?
So after the intermission, we start with quite a special piece, right? Because it's ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
It's a piece where we kind of start from different places in the hall, which is making it quite special for people as well. I start alone on stage.
Good.
Don't give
And
it
then-
away.
and then people are joining from yeah. We might give it away, but
Yeah, we shouldn't.
It's we end up on stage together, and also it's a piece written for mouthpiece only. You can find it here on YouTube as well, actually, on our channel. Like from way back, we did a recording. I think what's it been 10 years ago or something?
More.
More than that.
I think it's
Yeah.
more, yeah.
Okay,
It's
you
like
can, maybe
2011.
people can.
Well, I joined in 2012,
So
and
Okay,
it
yes.
was with me.
so definitely
So it
later.
was, very late in 2011.
So yeah, but maybe some of you can go find that video and tell us how long time it was since we did that. So that's the first piece. That's the first piece.
Well, I see that some of the people are joining up and starting
Yeah.
to comment, but the idea of this is that you can actually ask us questions
Yes.
live, and we can actually answer them for you. It's not very often that we have a possibility like this. Unless you came to a live concert and a performance, then you came afterwards and asked us some things and interacted.
Yes.
But I see that most of you, actually the biggest part of our audience is here in the digital world and from a lot of places that we have to. So chance to interact with us more directly, kind of semi-live, and just shoot away, ask us anything.
Yeah, I think, our biggest selling video, if you call it that, of course, the Schuster Wall. And I just checked it, was 2,400,000.
So it just topped over 2 million, because last time I checked it was a little under 2. So yeah, who would have thought that that's
Yeah,
the one?
exactly.
Huh? So do you have a question there from someone?
No, Sigurd is saying my birth year.
Okay. Cool.
So it says 2011, he's 15 now.
Okay.
Not making us feel old at all.
No.
So maybe to warm up, some of the most frequent questions we get
Yeah, I think-
asked are since when do we play together, right? So we're actually old, very old.
In case you hadn't noticed.
This group started back in 2002, though it's only these two guys from the original lineup
Yeah.
that are still here.
We were the.
You're the veterans,
We were the
Yeah.
we're the old guys.
Yeah, you're the
We're the
old-
oldest guys.
oldest guys, veterans.
Yeah.
Now, I'm the third oldest guy. I joined you, was it 2008?
2008?
Yeah. Then you joined 2009.
A year later, yeah.
Yes, and then you joined
2012.
12.
That's
So
the- that's the
since
latest.
2012, and that's how many years? I'm
14.
terrible at
Too
14
many.
years. So for 14 years we've been playing together
That's
in this
since
lineup.
Sigurd was 1 year old.
Okay, so hi to you. We're almost as old in this lineup as you are. So we're old.
I mean, yes, we've been doing it for quite some time, and there are questions we often get to answer. So, yeah, this is one of them. How did you guys meet? Well,
Accident.
basically, yes. David and Niels Anders knew each other ever since, and by the time Egil joined, he actually did play in an orchestra in Denmark. So they've heard about him
Accidents happen now and again. That
And
song.
then later, they're
I
nominally
sent
first.
Egil's a Skype message.
Yeah, there was Skype. It was
such thing
wild.
as Skype.
It was wild. We were sitting at home with Astra, and I don't remember. Was Mitchell's born already then
No,
or
no,
not?
he
Mitchell's wasn't born yet.
No.
Or I don't actually
just
remember.
about.
But I had my computer open and you know we used Skype to message with families and friends. Back then there was no other alternative actually. And I get
Many
this,
people
and I get
nowadays
this
don't know what
invitation
Skype
because
is.
you got a lot of these spam messages too. It's just somebody just would message and do you want to buy a new house or do you need insurance? And then I see something bumps up and says, do you want to join the world's best wind quintet? It's like, what? Who are you? That's how these guys contacted me. Yeah, through Skype. It was wild. Yeah, those were the days.
And you fell for the scam.
I fell for the scam.
You are 15 years
Yeah.
later. No.
In San
More than
Francisco.
Yeah.
If anybody from San Francisco is watching, we have a few free hours tomorrow morning. So give us suggestions. What are the best sites to see? We're actually in Japantown. We're staying in Japantown.
And no, we don't have a rental car, so probably
just
we
public transport or
yeah.
walking. So give us suggestions. Even if you don't write, just message on social like Facebook or something. Give us some idea what to see.
Sure. What are some other questions?
What have you seen so far?
Me?
Yes.
Here in San Francisco?
Yes.
Have
you been
nothing
outside?
much.
We've been working. There's
Yeah.
no time.
Yes, sorry,
Of
that's
course.
But another question we get often is like, how did we come up with the thing that we do, right? That's also a popular question that we get after concerts.
You're slightly hidden behind everybody.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's all
I
good.
think that's
We're-
close enough. Anyway,
Oh, there you are. Yes, good.
good. So, should I?
Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
what was the question? Sorry.
Jesus. It was how did we start playing from memory, which you just finally showed that you have a lot of.
Short span. Like a
So
fish.
what are we playing? Well, second movement. What now?
it's that age already.
Yes.
You can remember what you actually learned, 15 years ago. But
So, what note should I start on?
True.
Well, I guess we started playing from memory in connection with this in Copenhagen. We have this Danish radio broadcasting. They have a chamber music competition every second year, and we were joining the competition in 2004, and we thought we should do something special because it's like an open competition, so it's not just wind quintets, it's string quartets and piano trios and all those great combinations. And we had noticed that many ensembles that were also doing well were like percussion ensembles or people who were actually a bit active on stage, not just sitting down behind their sheet music. And so we thought, okay, but what if we maybe learn one piece from memory? And then it kind of took off from there. We played a couple of pieces from memory for the competition, and the first concert after the competition we played everything from memory, and we have done that ever since.
And actually, I think maybe also for the story that we talked about doing the first movement of Ligeti because we knew we had to play the first one. It was the movement that we were talking about playing from memory, right? Because we wanted to like make a splash, like beginning, we went in front of the note stands and then played the first movement and then returned to the note stands. So that was the original plan. And then it was like, okay, it was actually possible to learn this one. Could we do second movement as well? And then it ended on from
it goes. Small steps.
Small steps. Yeah. And now I think it's more normal, right? To also do things from memory.
Yeah, there are other ensembles that do it as well.
Yeah, it's nice.
Even whole orchestras, probably.
True.
Youth orchestra I've heard the Beethoven third from memory. Let's say.
Yeah, so
And
just a
that's
10. Yes.
Copycats.
Just a 10.
Yeah, just a 10.
Jesus. Wow.
So
But
Those
it's
are
also-
copycats.
Copycats.
well,
Should we do that for the next tour?
just a 10.
Just a 10.
Well, I mean,
No.
No, I mean,
you do make some fun arrangements from time to time. So
yeah, please.
if I see just a 10, I'll.
So we
probably
got
give it a
some
shot.
we got some questions now.
Oh, good.
Got one here. Do you feel that the combination of your individual instruments is a better combination than others?
No. It's the worst combination that you can imagine in terms of putting the sound together. I mean, just look at the ensemble. We have 2 double reed instruments.
but they are kind of similar, but then again,
but that's the only
not really,
similarity.
yeah.
Those are the
Yeah,
closest
exactly.
related. Then you have clarinet, that is a single reed instrument. Then you have flute, that has completely different sound production. And then you have a brass instrument, you have horn. So you have 5 distinctly different colors. And this produces unique to make this group sound anything decent. So we have to work extra hard to make the blend, and also be very, very careful with the repertoire, because a lot of composers didn't really know what to do with this kind of lineup. And in early classical era, you saw a very simple approach to this. They would just go the old Italian way, melodica semplice on top, you know, for flute
Yeah.
or for or instruments. The rest of the group playing ritmo chiaro, just a simple accompaniment. So you had these like fast taking turns of virtuosic passages, and the rest of the group doing accompaniment. And then later, in the beginning of the 20th century, with Hindemith and Nielsen and composers like that, you saw they actually took advantage of the unique colors that this group presents, because this is our strength. We have these 5 colors. And if the composers or arrangers use it wisely, they can actually make very unique blends of these sounds. So we have this palette that we can use. So that's the strength. So we have both like this opportunity to make these colors and the palette, and we have this weakness that requires a lot of work to make the blend sound. And I have to say that this is mostly what we've done over the years, and that's why I think I could probably say we sound so good, is because we've just spent a lot of time of finding how our sounds fit together. And this is also the hardest challenge for wind players in general, for woodwind players in general, is actually to find the blend, how to balance it together. And I think this is also the reason why in a lot of universities, generally in music education, why you have professors asking musicians in chamber music for winds to actually play in wind quintet. Because if you can make wind quintet sound great, you can put these people in any orchestra setting later, and they will just know exactly what to do. So it's a farm club.
Good. We actually got some more questions. It's nice. Thank you for asking these. So we got the one here. Are there any works you initially struggled with but later grew to love?
It's a very good one, actually.
That's a
Or
very
somebody you
that's a
struggled
nice
with
one.
and just still hate?
I believe that's a bit individual.
Yeah.
But yeah, still.
I mean, there's plenty of works that when we started working on them, they seem kind of impossible to do, and we have to practice quite a lot to do it. Can be both works that are just technically very difficult, or just really tough on the lips to get through. In this program we have this dream piece. It's technically not that difficult, but it's a little bit tiring.
Yeah, who actually wrote that piece?
Yes, exactly. So it's my fault.
So yes. But the point is, we actually don't choose pieces that we feel that we will always dislike. So in that regard, we choose the ones that we feel that we might like. And then the question is more of when do you really start to make it? I mean, your piece. Just go really into it and see all the beautiful details that were first hidden, and then you somehow uncover them as you get to know the piece better. At least for me.
Well, there are some instances where it's a challenge and we kind of expect that we will overcome it and we'll kind of grow into the piece, and we don't. Like Mephisto Waltz was one of those.
Yeah.
There's some other like this Abramson arrangement of
Le Tombeau
Le
de
Tombeau de
Couperin.
Couperin. We also thought, oh, that should be very nice, and we work on it and work on it. And it's just such a hard effort, and it never really kind of gels. But then there are pieces like, for me, for example, your Stravinsky Suite arrangement, Suite number 2. I have this one movement together with Neil Saunders, where Dora has a solo and I have this accompaniment and just wamping all the time, and it has to have this nice light waltz feeling, and I have no breath, and I just do and so on, like for 4 minutes with no catching breath, the circular breathe, and just so on, and I'm just getting thin on the lip and tired and struggling internally, and it's so hard, but it should sound very light and jokingly and easy,
Kind of dreamy.
and and then I was just bitching to the guys, why do you, David, why do you make this is so hard, and I have these low notes and I have to bring them up because they're flat, and it's just so against the grain, and it's horrible. It's just horrible. You don't write for clarinet like that. Clarinet is the instrument I love. You make me so. I just will play in one performance, second performance, and you find a way. You just find a way to make it work. You adapt, you change your sound a little bit, you find points of relaxation even in that, like in a different part, you find a way to conserve energy and to say into it, and just maybe not perform so much, but just kind of lay back. And then once you found that, you actually come to a point where you realize, oh, I can actually do this comfortably now. I was suffering with this, but now actually I can kind of do this comfortably.
Yeah.
So it happens. A lot of times these arrangements kind of teach you. I also had to, I usually don't double tongue. I never have to. I have a pretty fast single tongue. But then David started making these arrangements that are just not possible without double tongue. Like, what was the one, the first one that you had this big...
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, I know, but was it one of the Paganini things, wasn't it?
Could be.
24th Caprice, maybe.
No, there was
Not that one.
No. He had this big horn solo with this...
That's Pablo de Sarasate.
The Sarasate,
Oh,
yeah. And what was the piece? The Zigeunerweise.
Zigeunerweise.
So David had this crazy arrangement of Zigeunerweise, where horn was the violin, just doing these crazy virtuosic passages. Naturally, right? and we all had to take some part in those, and some of those licks are really fast, and I had to double tongue. And I said, I don't double tongue usually. Why do you do this? And just slowly kind of getting into it, and now I learned to double tongue. Now I can do it, and now in Beethoven I do it comfortably. It's fine. So you kind of grow into it. That's the answer.
Find your ways around it.
Good.
And even if you never quite do, now let's say I recently took back some recording from 2012 or 13 when we actually do play that Hans Abrahamson version of Le Tombeau de Couperin. I have to say it does sound good. We never got to quite like it, but it still sounds good.
This is actually what I heard from Guido Kramer once, is that sometimes you cannot trust your internal feeling on the stage.
Not entirely.
You might feel like, oh, this is the worst performance of my life. I'm suffering, I'm in pain, I'm sweating. And the audience sits and they think this is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard, right? So there's this disconnect sometimes.
Sometimes not see you in pain.
Good. We got 2 more questions. We got one from Alanis saying, how do you decide on which piece to work on as next project? Classical, contemporary, and how long does it take to make one, including choreography?
Good questions today.
Yeah.
Good questions today. How do we decide? Well, I have to say we need to somewhat, walk the path in between what people might want to hear and what we want to play, and then what sells, obviously, because we would like to travel around playing concerts, and in order to do that you need to present a program that actually seems appealing to presenters, let's say. So yeah, we try to keep variety of pieces and of styles in our program, definitely.
But sometimes we come up with like a program idea, right? Or there are two pieces that we think these should go on a program together. It might also be a year for a composer, or who knows, like we did with the Nielsen year and stuff, where we traveled around with that program. Then it made sense to look around and say, okay, this piece would actually fit, maybe for a reason of a red thread in the program, or maybe somebody really wanted to play that piece internally here and suggested it, right? That has also been the case.
So with
just
the
a waltz was
so with the
your
red,
suggestion.
so the red thread, you mean not everyone might understand the idea of it. There's this trend. I think it's not so prominent anymore, but it used to be for some years. Is that the program should have some kind of a connection, some kind of thematic connection. You know, for example, especially in Germany, we saw that the festivals were coming to us and saying, "Oh, we have this film year. So if you have any film connection, or this is Beethoven's birthday, something connection to that," and then the program should have this kind of like connection, this musicological reason why the pieces are threaded together with this red thread, that there's this kind of a line going through thematically throughout the pieces. For us, what we've experienced lately is actually that does not matter so much. Presenters started booking us just for us, for our performance style, and the works that we present are secondary. They're more concerned of a good flow of a program, you know, so that there's a good kind of dramatical development of the program, so that it flows nicely, one piece after the next, has a strong culmination, has a strong ending, has a balance in it also, so it's a good variety of pieces. But then we have also commissions, of course. We have some connections, like the last two pieces that we're joining is for this Faroese festival. We're going to Faroe Islands for the first time this summer.
Yeah,
and
looking forward to that.
So we are having a Faroese composer, and we're bringing it on the program. What's the other one that you are...
That we are bringing back?
No, the new one.
Oh,
Is
the
only one?
new commission?
Yes.
Oh, young Faroese composer Eli Tausen von Lava. He's made a piece for us that we're going to play from this summer, I guess. So that's
wasn't there another
exciting.
one?
Then we have two.
But those we are playing actually from music, aren't we?
Yes, but those are existing pieces.
Yeah.
And what was it?
It's one by Kari Beck and one by Atli Petersen.
Okay, and so why do we program those? What was how did they end up in the program?
Because this Faroese festival, it's kind of a composers festival, and they would really like to have Faroese music, of course.
Yeah.
So we have delved into that, and actually these two pieces by Kari Beck and Atli Petersen, we've had the sheet music lying around for a number of years and never really had the chance to do these pieces, but now here's an opportunity. So we are going to program these pieces.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
Will
the
they stay in our program for a longer period of time?
knows?
Let's see. Who knows?
don't know.
But
Yeah.
then we'll at least go.
Like we had this Latvian CD where we released with the music of Pēters Plakits, Imants Zemzers, and Pēters Vasks, and that was kind of like laying in the background for a long time, and we did performances and quite a lot of them. One of the Vasks pieces we also memorized, the Fleeting Birds Quintet. And now we have a week chamber music festival in Denmark, and this year is Pēters Vask's 80th anniversary year. Throughout the world is quite celebrated, especially in Europe, Northern Europe. And they asked us to bring this piece back. So
They wanted this specifically back.
So sometimes it's also a collaboration between the audience and the presenter. What works they want from our repertoire, and it's a balance always. What direction where we want to go. Pieces that we feel like might be interesting for our performance style. Like you mentioned Shostakovich, so I knew that his film music and then thought that maybe those would be kind of like interesting works to make for quintet because of the colors we can offer, and also there's some drama in the works that we can actually develop into a visual performance. Yeah. And I suggested some of those to David, and then David actually looked at orchestrations, and then he said, okay, this is not too complex, this could work for 5 voices, and then you chose some of the movements, and some were very good, some were too crazy, and so there were 7 in the beginning.
But we still did the crazy ones.
We did all the 7,
did,
and then over time just settled on our favorites.
Yeah, and that also goes towards this question about choreography, how long it takes to develops over the years. Now it's back. I hope you haven't gone away.
It's there.
Yes, good. So we're talking about this thing about choreography, that it kind of also develops across the years. Some works like the Ligeti-6 bagatelles and also the Vasks, the birds. I think we have a quite set choreography, but it kind of it changes a little over the years. But sometimes we have gone on with works where we have barely had time to develop any choreography.
But sometimes the music
still
does not
it's,
call for that. For instance,
exactly.
our classical pieces, what we have in repertoire, it simply just doesn't seem.
Some of them. It depends.
Yeah,
We're doing a lot
sure.
with the Rossini's, for instance, with the
Rossini's,
with the overtures.
Yeah,
right? Because
I know.
there's a lot of stories in there that we
There's a
can
lot of
do.
drama.
And the drama, and we can go.
I was more thinking of Vienna classics.
Yeah, like Beethoven,
I
we
know.
don't do much. That's for
We
sure.
should get on to the next couple
sure,
of questions.
sure, please.
We have one here from Francisco Ramirez. Would love to hear from Dora.
Oh,
Yes.
hello.
Yes, what do you
Hello,
think?
Francisco.
What do you think is the role of the flute in a wind quintet? What are the most challenging aspects as a flutist?
Dealing with us.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, when I first came to the group in 2012, I played lots of solo. I mean, I've been working with young concert artists at that point, and so touring around as a soloist. So for me, it was a challenge to blend in the group first, like really sounding like a clarinet or like a horn.
Yeah.
big
So
flat
sometimes
bass.
you need to be like second clarinet or second
Yeah,
oboe. or
and
something.
and just lose the brilliance of the sound a little bit, and of course playing without vibrato, and also balance-wise, I was a bit too dominant. And now I've learned to adapt to the different instruments and circumstances and pieces.
We
and
have
my
we have
role of-
broken you.
Nah, no, no. But I feel like I'm a much more complete player and musician because of I played with the group for 14 years. So I've developed a different kind of mindset, and I think playing chamber music is fun, lots of fun. Of course, also demanding in many ways, because sometimes you have to learn like pieces which you have never been playing otherwise, and it makes it challenging for me. For example, like learning from memory accompaniments and remembering those lines. Yeah. So basically,
What's your advice to flutists in the quintets?
Yeah, I think the very first advice for me is listen. Always listen the music, listen who has the main role in the quintet, and try to adapt sound-wise as well, and try to make a phrase like a group, not like an individual player.
Very good.
So it's very, very important, I think. Yeah, be always aware of what is going around you.
Yeah, I
in the
think
music.
also one of these things that we work a lot with individuals and also when you have rehearsals is this thing about not always just being a flute or
No.
being a horn, but
Yeah.
you have to learn to be the other instruments.
Sometimes when
as
you play
as well.
together, you have to be flowbow or florn, and I mean, just
Yeah,
you cannot
exactly.
really tell
that
where
that
the
also
one
goes
ends.
towards the different kind of articulations
Yeah.
that we have on our instruments.
Exactly, and
And
the
some
rest
in-
is different.
Yeah, like in Iber, the two of us, we have this
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the last movement, and it's something that's very easy for me to do in that
And
register.
for you in lower,
But it
It's-
sounds different from flute.
Yeah, how we produce the sound
Mhm.
in that register is very different. So we have to be as close as possible. Yeah, and it's a hard work, but it's very promising, and I think it's paid off for us and for me, especially to being in this group.
good.
I think flute gets a lot of bad rap in the quintet because flute is always exposed. It's a lot of
Yeah.
times on top, and if something is not right, like something is out of tune, that automatically
The upper
everyone jumps on.
Yeah,
So you
the
have to.
upper voice
Yeah,
is
yeah.
suffer more. Yeah.
So Dora has to develop a thick skin, not only to deal with 4 guys in the group all the time, but also in terms of the role. So you're just like exposed. You're on point all the time. So
Yeah, and
if
that's
something doesn't
sometimes-
happen well, then it's often, you know, in Flute's territory to just, you know, to take the lead and the responsibility for those things. So.
Yeah.
But it's very well said that the roles in the quintet are shifting. We're a shape-shifting ensemble. It's not like a string quartet where you have the primarius and he's always going to be primarius, even maybe sometimes going into accompaniment role, but still primarius. We shift all the time. We have
Yeah.
pieces where horn is the first violin. We have pieces
guess
where bassoon is the first violin. So it shifts all the time.
It
You
also
have to be-
depends on what the pieces we are playing. I mean,
Yeah, sure.
very often in the old days, if you get like a Dancy quintet or something, it's very much set. It's the same way, like
Yeah.
flute, oboe, melody, and everybody else doing accompaniment. But in newer works, contemporary works, it just changes all the time.
And
Well, thank you,
someti-
Dora, for answering.
No, and one more thing, just intonation-wise. I mean, if you are a flute player, of course you are, you know that we are very flexible. So flute is a very flexible instrument, and we have this opportunity and kind of, how do you call that, plikt?
Sorry.
Responsibility.
Responsibility.
To actually be very flexible and do whatever you can to change your intonation to match the group's intonation. Because with the reed instruments, it's of course there is some kind of flexibility, but not as much as we have the mouthpiece, and we can direct the air in many different ways to match the group's intonation.
And I think that's also a general comment on the intonation thing, right?
Yeah.
That it's really a thing that we're focusing a lot on, and it is changing through a concert, through a movement, through everything. It's just it's a constant awareness that needs to be there in order
Yeah.
to maintain it.
Yeah, I mean, not only for Dora, it goes for all of
For
us, of
everyone,
course. But,
yeah.
Sure.
but yeah, good. So we got one more question here, also from a flute player, it seems. If you could arrange music from completely different genres, like rock or film music, what would you choose?
Rock or film music?
Yes, if we had to play something completely different.
We have done film, actually, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the Shostakovich is part of it. Is film
Yeah, but
music.
it's kind of like
But if we
classical
should,
music in a way.
it is for sure. But I think I would probably choose film because there's so much to play with there, rather than a classic rock song. I think we would quickly run out of or come into the need for a singer, right?
Yeah,
Yes, or a percussion.
Yes.
I mean, the drum set.
But
I mean there are some genres that lend themselves a lot better to quintet than
Techno.
other genres. Yeah, for instance, techno or trance or something that would be difficult to maintain for us a sound like that. But actually, on this tour, we're having classical music, and that's a little bit different from the usual thing we do. But that works quite well for us, I think.
It does.
yes,
Yeah.
Yes, and you're doing an incredible job on
yes,
this.
it's
On
mainly thanks to Egil.
on the klezminet. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think folk music is a naturally, especially for these instruments that are used for folk music, it's a natural direction for us. Rock music, the music consists of these elements that we use, and rock music, it's not only like this tune that you recognize that makes it so appealing, and it's also the instrumentation is a big part of it. So just taking a famous tune like, I don't know, like a Beatles song or something, even though you might recognize the melody, the sound in general, it just in the wind quintet, it would not gel well. It would just go against the grain, and it would feel almost like uncomfortable. You could still recognize the melody maybe, but
Yeah, but
it's
the
not.
the
It's not.
satisfaction would be
It's not.
subpar.
And we've actually tried. We did in our last CD. We recorded this piece that is Terry Riley in C. It's a piece that is kind of like for unspecific number of instruments, and it has these minimalistic elements that repeat themselves. So it gives a lot of freedom of expression, and we can choose whatever how we want to do it. And we did that also in live performances, but mostly I think what the most successful one is actually a recording of it, because it gave the possibility to use loops and the distortion of the sound and everything. And this is a direction where there's a possibility for a wind quintet to go in that direction. And that would be a little bit more towards not maybe rock music, but alternative modern music that uses these elements, you know, like loop pedals, and we actually have one but not been successful yet using it, and some sound amplification. And so it would actually generate this massive sound, because rock music also, it's an amount of sound that works. It's just overwhelming, this kind of like bigness, lushness of it, and it requires a lot of time to go into this, and we don't know if actually audiences would like it, and we cannot predict what the outcome might be. And since we have so limited time together, we seem to stick with things that we've discovered that work. And also rock music doesn't work for
traveling around with microphones, with some speakers and wires and stuff.
That's too much work for us.
But also we are not afraid of work, but would it pay off? Probably not.
Exactly, and also from an arranger's viewpoint, when you're doing an arrangement of something that's completely different, I think that the end goal would be to have a piece that sounds like it was composed for wind quintet originally. It has to sound like it works. It should not sound like we are trying to accomplish something that we cannot do. So
yes, that's a very good end sentence, don't you think?
Okay, should we wrap it up?
There is actually one more question that we can wrap it up with.
Yes. Francisco has another question.
San Francisco.
Francisco.
No. Will we ever hear you playing quintets by Reicher or Danzig? How about sextets with piano? We are actually doing some sextets with piano this summer at the Danish Festival. So if you're in Denmark around Odsherred in late July, you will.
You're very welcome to join.
You will hear us playing some sextets. Also, we did the Beethoven wind quintet a few years ago with the German pianist. That was also a lot of fun. But very often these collaborations, there's some extra time constraints, and you have to practice and stuff, and so sometimes it's difficult from what do you say?
Yeah, and it's also, I mean, how we get to these things are not because we want to do them and then we present them. It's often that somebody approaches us and say, we would like this on our festival. Could we make this happen? Right? It's quite intricate how these things work. So it's not just because we don't want to play them, because we do, but the settings are often not there for us to do so.
But not with Danzig though.
That is a different story with Danzig and Reichers.
That's our own choice, what we're programming, and
we have been playing Danzig.
Rossetti
not all of them.
also. Rossetti we played.
That's slightly better.
Yeah. But yeah,
they're just not good pieces. Let's just call it what it is. I mean, they're just not to the par of the repertoire where we like to be playing, and they take quite a considerable amount of preparation and time in the program, and they just do not deliver the musical satisfaction, neither for us as players nor what we feel for the audiences. They're just subpar on a musical level. Jokingly in the group, we refer to those works as ugly cousins in the family. So we are there, they are there, we're stuck with them, they're a standard core of the repertoire, but unfortunately they're not on the quality of Mozart, Beethoven, and some of the other Viennese classics. So we feel like musical quality of good arrangements choice than actually doing with these, because the original work does not mean that it's a good work. That's our basic opinion. Sometimes a good arrangement is even better than a bad original work.
And we have a good arranger.
Yeah.
And I didn't have breakfast today. Should still make it.
Yeah, you can still make it.
Yes.
Let's wrap it up.
So yeah, I mean, we have a concert in a couple of hours here in San Francisco at the Herbst Theater looking very much forward to that. It looks like a great place.
Yeah.
We haven't been yet, but we're going to leave soon for the place. So I guess that's it for now. It's been nice. As I said, this is our very first Q&A live stream. I think it's been fun for us. You can you're welcome to leave comments if you want us to do stuff like this in the future, or if you think that we should absolutely not ever do this again. you can write that, but we'll always love to hear from you on all our socials. We are, of course, here on YouTube. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. We're also on this Buy Me a Coffee.
Yeah, we like coffee. Yeah.
Well, some of us like coffee. I just like the money.
On that note,
No, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Pleasure. Thanks for good questions.